Before Joel Embiid needed surgery for a torn meniscus, the Philadelphia 76ers were arguably the best team in the NBA when he was on the floor. In those 34 games, they went 26 and 8, had the league's most efficient offense, and were outscoring teams by 10 points per 100 possessions. Naturally, when Embiid went down, the Sixers struggled going on to win 11 of their next 29 games. Despite that, they managed to position themselves to be seeded in the 6 through 8 range come playoff time. Now, Embiid is returned, and there's a chance they could make a deep run in the Eastern Conference for a variety of reasons. Whether it's the NBA or life in general, a lot can change in a few months. However, the top teams in the East haven't had much movement in that span. After Embiid's game on January 30th, the Sixers were directly behind the Bucks, Cavaliers, and Knicks in the standings. Chances are if the Sixers got the 6th or 7th seed, they'll play one of those teams. Though in that span Embiid was out, those three teams showed they were vulnerable. The Bucks have been extremely inconsistent and have concerns in terms of wing depth. The Cavaliers post All-Star break have regressed drastically on defense, and the Knicks have been bit badly by the injury bug. These are all teams in their current state that the Sixers could potentially beat after Embiid gets acclimated these next few weeks. Even though Embiid was already injured by the trade deadline, this didn't stop the Sixers from making a move with him in mind. Buddy Hield is one of the league's premier three-point shooters and could form a deadly combination with Embiid. Whether it's benefiting from the attention Embiid attracts defensively or utilizing his ability to shoot off the dribble or movement in the two-man game, this has the potential to be a dynamic duo. Then you factor in Tyrese Maxey, who is an all-star in his own right, and how effective he and Embiid were in pick and roll or when utilizing handoffs. Over the 29-game stretch Embiid missed, the Sixers were 28th in effective field goal percentage, which given Embiid's scoring ability and what he can do for others, certainly isn't a coincidence. The big knock on Embiid so far in his career is that he hasn't had the level of postseason dominance we've become accustomed to in the regular season. That could be for a variety of reasons. The defensive intensity picks up, fouls are called a bit differently, but Embiid's dealt with a lot of injuries in the postseason. When you're 7 foot and 280 pounds like Embiid's listed at, it takes a physical toll. Due to the extended absence due to his meniscus surgery, Embiid will actually be relatively fresh for a postseason run this time around. Certainly things can happen between then, but that's an advantage he'll have over stars who have already played 70-plus games. So how deep can the Sixers go in the postseason? In the Eastern Conference, there aren't typically teams at the bottom of the playoff bracket with an MVP caliber player. If they're the 7th seed, they'd also get to avoid the Celtics unless they were to face off in the conference finals. Anything can happen at this point, but outside of Boston, we know your likely 2 through 4 seeds are vulnerable. There are younger teams such as the Magic and Pacers, then the Heat who can never be counted out. This is no certainty, but the Sixers could have a fresh Embiid paired with a championship-winning head coach that makes creative adjustments and a group that's shown they can play at a high level on both ends of the floor. This wouldn't be your typical process for a long postseason run, but if you're a Sixers fan, it might not hurt to trust it.